Do you ever feel like you're spinning your wheels with marketing? You're posting on Instagram, attending networking events, maybe you're even trying a few Facebook ads, but somehow, for whatever reason, you're not seeing any actual clients coming through the door? It's frustrating, isn't it? But what if I told you that there's almost always a reason for that, and I'm afraid it may not be what you want to hear. You see, the cold truth is that most interior designers simply aren't putting in the effort that they need to into marketing, or they're putting their efforts into the wrong things and then wondering why they're not seeing the results that they want. So today I'm going to share with you the hard truth about why your marketing isn't working, but I'm also going to tell you exactly what you can do about it to fix that. So if you've ever caught yourself saying, well, I've tried marketing, but it just doesn't work for me, then this video is going to be your wake-up call. I'm Kate Hatherall, and here at the Interior Designers Hub, we teach people how to get qualified as interior designers and how to set up, grow, and run successful interior design businesses. So let's cut straight to the chase. Look, I see the same pattern happening over and over again. A designer sets up a beautiful website, creates an Instagram account, posts a few times, sends out some emails to friends and family, and then when clients don't immediately start flooding in, they declare that marketing just doesn't work for interior design, or marketing just doesn't work for me. So then what happens? Well, honestly, they then spend time commiserating about how impossible it is to find clients and about how these marketing methods don't work. They despair that nothing's working and they complain that it's actually the marketing methods that they've tried. But what should they really be doing? Honestly, they need to be looking at what's actually broken in their approach to marketing. Now look, I'm going to be blunt here. More often than not, the reason that marketing doesn't work isn't actually a marketing problem at all. It's a persistence problem and it's a strategy problem. And it stems from not taking a strategic and analytical approach to your marketing. The successful footballer David Beckham famously once said, "My secret is practice." Simple as that. Not natural ability, not being at the right place at the right time, but practice. He spent countless hours perfecting his free kicks until his technique felt flawless, even when nobody was watching. So he didn't take a few shots, miss the goal, and then commiserate about how free kicks don't work for me. But honestly, that's exactly what I see so many designers doing with their marketing. So you post on social media a little bit, you maybe attend a few networking events, nothing happens, and then you think that there's something wrong with you and your marketing. But here's a couple of questions that stop most interior designers in their tracks. Which of your marketing activities is actually generating clients for you? Not likes, not followers, not compliments, but actual paying clients. And what is your ROI, or your return on your investment, for each marketing activity you undertake? Now, if you don't know the answers, then how can you possibly know what to do more of and what to stop wasting your time on? You see, marketing, honestly, it's like a game of chess, right? It's strategic, it's methodical, and you need to be thinking several moves ahead. But honestly, most designers are playing it more like a game of chance. So they're randomly moving pieces around the board and hoping that something works, or throwing a load of mud at the walls and hoping that it will stick. But you see, the truth is, the designers who are booking clients consistently aren't necessarily more talented than you. They're just willing to do more of the unsexy, unglamorous legwork that marketing actually requires. And importantly, they stick with it long enough to see results. It can be boring, it can be hard work, and it can be really tedious, but it's what actually works. So what are we talking about here? What does that work actually look like? Well, let's break it down into three key parts. Firstly, consistency. It trumps perfection every single time. Beckham wouldn't have become a football legend if he only practiced when he liked it or when he felt like it. But that's how most designers approach their marketing. So you post when you feel inspired, or you send an email when you remember, or you attend a networking event when it's convenient for you. And then you wonder why you're not seeing results in your marketing. But marketing isn't like a tap that you can turn on when you need clients and then turn off again when you're busy. It's a pipeline that you need to keep flowing consistently, even when you don't see immediate returns. So that consistent approach isn't something that you do when you're feeling disciplined. It's a daily, regular activity that you must make time for. You must commit to it. All right, now secondly, you need to approach marketing like a scientist. And what do scientists do? They create hypotheses and then test them, and that's exactly what you need to do too. So, for example, you could have an hypothesis like posting consistently on Instagram using local hashtags and featuring before and after transformations will generate client inquiries. Then you test that hypothesis. But here's the thing, you test it not for a week, not for 2 weeks, but for a full 90 days. Because that's how long you need, that's how much data you need to truly understand what's happening. But what typically happens? Most designers try something for a few days or a few weeks. They then see minimal results, they get distracted by the next shiny marketing tactic, and then they chase after that instead, a bit like a dog chasing squirrels. And they never stick with anything long enough to gather meaningful data. They head off to the next workshop or to the next trade show or the next talk that's being given by an influencer. And all the time they're telling themselves that they're networking and getting themselves out there, which of course has value. But in the meantime, they've abandoned that less exciting work that they started, testing that hypothesis, and it hasn't yet yielded results. So you need to do something consistently enough to see whether it works for you. So for example, if you attended a networking event, let's say 3 times, and you didn't get any clients, that doesn't necessarily mean that networking doesn't work. It means that you need to analyse why it's not working. So are you talking to the right people? Are you following up properly? Is your pitch clear? Is this the right networking group for you? All right, thirdly, you need to track everything and get really analytical about what's working and what isn't. Now, I'm going to be completely honest here and say that this can be where some, not all, but some creative types check out. Numbers, data, conversion rates, no thanks. But this is precisely where the magic happens. You need to track every single stage of your customer journey to understand what's happening. So how many people visit your website and how many of those join your email list? How many inquiries do you get? And what percentage of those inquiries convert to clients? Now, without this data, you are just throwing mud at the wall and hoping it sticks. It's not a strategy. If you're attending networking events without knowing if they've ever generated a client for you, or if you're posting on Instagram without knowing if it's bringing traffic to your website, or if you're complaining that marketing doesn't work without truly understanding which parts of your marketing are broken, then it's time for you to take some action. So let me give you a concrete example. If you've been going to, say, a local networking event for 6 months, you should know exactly how many people you've connected with there and how many of those turned into consultations, then how many of those became paying clients, and what the total revenue from those clients has been. If you don't know those numbers, you genuinely have no idea if that networking event is worth your time, as much fun as it might be. So it could be that you're spending 4 hours a month to generate 0 clients when that same time could be spent on activities that actually bring in business. Now, client acquisition is a strategic process. It's a funnel with clear stages, from awareness to interest, consideration, decision, and then loyalty. And each stage has got metrics that can be tracked and optimized. But honestly, most designers are simply hoping that clients will magically appear without understanding or managing this process. So let's get practical about this. Here's how to start approaching your marketing like a professional instead of an amateur. So step 1, you're going to choose 2 to 3 marketing channels to focus on. So not 10, not 5, just 2 or 3. And for most interior designers, I would recommend your website, one social platform where your ideal clients hang out, and honestly, that's often Facebook, and also email marketing. That's it. Then step 2, you're going to create a simple tracking system. So this doesn't need to be complicated, just a simple spreadsheet will do. But you want to be tracking your website visitors, your email subscribers, your consultation bookings, and your client conversions each week. You're going to make notes about what content you published and what marketing activities you did. So the key to understanding what's going on is having access to that cold, hard data, so you must gather it. And then step 3 is simply to commit to a 90-day test period, so no quitting, no excuses. You're going to market consistently according to the plan from your hypothesis for a full 90 days. And then at the 30-day mark, you're going to review your metrics without making any major changes. At 60 days, you're going to identify potential weaknesses in your funnel. And then at 90 days, then you can review everything and begin to make strategic adjustments. The hard truth of the matter is this: if you're not willing to put in consistent effort for 90 days before expecting results, you're not really serious about growing your business. You're actually just playing at being a business owner. The designers who follow this structured approach see results, whereas the ones who post whenever they feel inspired, attend random networking events, and spend a lot of time complaining but don't actually track their efforts and their results, those are the ones that are telling me that marketing doesn't work. So here's the truth: marketing always works when you do it properly. But properly means consistently, strategically, and analytically. Not sporadically, not emotionally, not blindly. So if you've realised you've got some gaps in your process and you're serious about diagnosing exactly where your marketing is falling short, I've created a free marketing troubleshooting checklist that's going to help you to identify exactly which parts of your funnel need attention. And all you need to do is comment trouble below to grab the link. And if you found this video helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel for weekly advice. And remember, success isn't about being a marketing genius, it's about being willing to do the work that others won't. It's about commitment and consistency. Remember, practice doesn't just make perfect, practice makes profit. I'll see you next time.